If you look at the requirements.txt file, you will see that the library named scop2 is not present in this list. Let's generate the requirements.txt file again. To generate it, go to the console and type pip freeze, then put the greater than sign, then write requirements.txt and hit enter. Here you see that the scop2 binary library has been added to this list. Great. Now our requirements file is complete with all the necessary libraries used in our project. Now the statement we need to put in this Docker file is to install all the libraries used in our project into the Docker container. So at this point, let's write the command we wrote to install the libraries from the requirements file. So, type run pip install, no cache, dir, then type -r space requirements.txt. Now, we need to copy all the project file to our working directory. So, type copy and put dot as the current source of our project and again put dot as the destination location that means the working directory. Now we need to expose a port on which our project will run. In this case, we want to use port 8181. You can use any other port if you want. Now, we need to run the command to run our Django project. So, type cmd. And inside the square brackets, write python manage.py run server with quotation marks. Note that I am using quotation marks separately for each word with comma. I could have used run instead of cmd here, in which case I wouldn't have needed to use quotation marks separately for each word. This is actually a personal preference. Here I'm specify the host which is refer as localhost. And put the clone and write the port number as 8181. Okay, our Docker file is complete. Now we need to create a file called dockercompose.yml, which is actually a driver file for Docker to build and run our project. First of all, let's define services. Under this services, let's create a service called DB, which is for our PostgreSQL database server. Now let's create another service as like DB service. But this service is for our web application. So, we call this service web. Now, let's define the PostgreSQL Server Docker image and all its configurations such as database name, database user, and database password inside the DB service, which are part of the configuration. Here I am using PostgreSQL Server version 13. You can use the latest version if you want. Under this environment property, you will define the database name, database username, and database password.